The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 5 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMic with Big Mike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 4 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMic with Big Mike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 3 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMic with Big Mike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 2 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMic with Big Mike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 1 minute. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 30 seconds. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2.
One mic.
I'm back.
It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. Live.
There ain't no goddamn tape.
Interactive and on demand. One Mic. Yeah, a sports show.
The best move of LeBron's career, man, was dragging his sweaty ball sack right across Draymond Green's the nape of his neck and getting that dude suspended.
And so much more.
What's going on right now with Donald Trump? This is America, and it tickles me to death when white people are so shocked and appalled by it.
What? It's the One Mic with Big Mike show.
Of course, it's like anything, like ammonia or you sniffing glue is gonna get you high.
You've been warned. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts now. Here he is.
He's real cocky, he's real loudmouth, he's real flamboyant. He don't cow down to people.
Big Mike.
Y'all know what that sound means, man. It's Friday. We made it to the end of another week. Welcome into the One Mic with Big Mike show, coming at you live right now on Spreaker.com, as well as the Spreaker app. Make sure you guys head on over to the app store, whatever app store that you use, and get the Spreaker app. Also, make sure you tell your friends about it. Have them download it as well. And once they do that, have them follow the One Mic with Big Mike show on Spreaker. Tell them it's going down every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting at 7 o'clock. They can also check me out, and you can also check me out on TuneIn every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting at 7. I got the Facebook live stream pumping right now. Head on over to my Facebook page if you're one of those voyeurs who like to watch or whatnot. I'm at the number one, MICWITHBIGMIKE at One Mic with Big Mike. Same handle is used for my Twitter and my Instagram. So give your boys some likes and follows and all those type of good things. It's Friday, man. Get involved in the show. A couple different ways you can do so. One, by texting me at 404-902-8104. 404-902-8104. You can also leave your comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, whatever, right below my Facebook live stream, and I'll try to get to them during the show. For whatever reason, I don't always see them, though, so that's a problem. I'm trying to figure out how I can see them, whether I need to be looking at my phone, because for whatever reason, on the situation on the computer, they don't always show up till like after the show. So just know I'm not ignoring you. I just don't see them. But if you want to make sure you get seen, the last and final way you can get in contact with me or be involved in the show is through my live interactive chat room here on Spreaker. Spreaker's done a wonderful job of setting up a chat room for the listeners. So if you're listening and you're listening via Spreaker, you'll see a little thought bubble icon there on your streaming player. All you got to do is click on that, and a couple steps later, you'll be inside the live interactive chat room, where I definitely will see your comments, your questions, your concerns, anything that might be any itch that you might need scratching. I'll definitely see it in there. We can get into it, man, here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. All right, it's Friday, man. A lot of basketball going on tonight. Got the King going against my man, the Greek Freak. Later on, you got the Warriors against that Pelicans team, which I'm very interested in seeing. That's one of the teams that I've been interested in seeing how, they've had a couple of months last season, they being Ant Davis and Boogie Cousins, an off season now, the preseason. And now let's see what they look like for real. They got Drew Holiday. He's healthy out in that joint too. So let's see what that Pelicans team actually looks like, and no better way to kind of test where you are than against last year's world champion. So I'm excited on seeing that one later. Got to talk some NFL stuff today. You had Thursday night football last night. Got to get into that. College football this weekend. Not a bunch of big games, but a couple of rivalry situations going on. A couple of teams trying to obviously stay undefeated and remain in that top 10. Couple of teams that's new to the top 10 trying to stay in the top 10, so we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Got on this day, the bottom of the hour, 7:30, if you're listening live, we got on this day my feature in which I give you guys some historical tidbits and factoids on things that happened on this particular day in sports history. Let's see what else we got here. I got some crazy stuff that happened in soccer. Don't talk a lot of soccer on the show, but this is going to blow your mind when I tell you about what happened. And a couple of NCAA stories. I didn't get a chance to talk about this Rick Pitino thing from the other day. He's actually suing Adidas. He was on TV while I was doing my interview with Matt Latofsky from the Sporting News about fantasy football. He was talking to Jay Billis. I didn't hear or see not 1 second of it, because all I could figure was he was on there trying to lie. That same lie that I didn't know anything about what was going on. Meanwhile, you getting all the Adidas money. Sure. Sell it to somebody else, man. But let's start here. Let's start with last night. in the National Basketball Association. Give you guys some of the scores. And if you like me and you didn't get to see much basketball last night, I had an early morning this morning after an early morning the morning before, so I had to take my black butt to bed. Okay, the Bulls lost to the Raptors, 117-100. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the New York Knicks. Carmelo getting a chance to take on his old team. He and Ray Felton. Y'all just seem to forget about old fat Ray Felton, man. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I was wondering if this dude was going to come here and chide me. Yeah, my man, I am No-Dos in the chat room. Give me a hard time because, yeah, I'm doing 3 shows in 1 week, man. I told you on Wednesday I was coming back on Friday. But guess what? Only 2. I'm gonna tell you already. Only 2 shows next week, man. I gotta take care of my family, man. My family, my sister got some stuff going on that I gotta be present for. So yeah, only 2 next week. So yeah, enjoy this now. Don't be talking about you proud of me now because I'm more than capable of disappointing. Yeah, my pops learned that early in the game. Anyway, the Carmelo went back. Well, not went back. New York went to Oklahoma City and got it pushed all the way in by Carmelo, PG, and my man Russ. And that, even though they pushed it in on the Knicks, there's going to be some work to be done. Like, I saw some of that game. And you can see where the chemistry needs to be there. Shot making, they still don't really have like consistent shot making. That was like their Achilles heel last year. They had no 3-point shooters, and then they was almost like in a negative on the 3-point shooting end because of that kid Roberson who can't shoot worth a damn. You know what I mean? And getting paid. I think he just re-up. I think too because he's proficient on the defensive end. It's a perfect segue to what I want to talk about next. The Lakers and the Clippers game. I didn't see any of it, but I made sure I got my ass up this morning and saw every little bit about it that I could see because I wanted to see what happened. Now we're here. While all y'all was clamoring and going crazy about the preseason and summer league and all this, I was like, man, just holler at me when all 10 players on the court are real ass NBA players. Like holler at me about Lonzo Ball. Then little did I know that one of my guys, one of my favorite guys to watch, because I think he's just a funny ass dude. This is Pat Beverly. Let me tell you who Pat Beverly is. Pat Beverly he's Matthew Dellavedova, but with a Negro's attitude, with all that swag and trash talk. Like imagine like one of those white scrappy dudes who had to work for everything and fight their way onto an NBA roster. Imagine that, but he's a black dude. I'm doing like on that movie with Matthew McConaughey, Time to Kill. Now imagine she's white. Yeah, like that. He's a dude that has had to fight and scrap, and everyone has told him that he would never be where he's at. But he has that plus all the attitude that you associate with the brothers that he want to talk junk to you. Everything he does to you, he's gonna let you know about it. And that human being happened to be the first dude that your man Lonzo Ball saw out the gate. Yeah, it was destined to be terrible. It was just destined to be bad for him. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say something else about this kid that I've said it before, but just in case it's your first time hearing me talk about this, like nothing about that kid Lonzo Ball really impresses me. And I don't say this like in a derogatory way, but like sometimes you see a kid like for example, another dude who's going to be classified as a rookie this year. Like, look at Ben Simmons. Look at his body. You know what I mean? That dude is a freaking monster. Look at the kid that we're going to see tonight play against the Cavs, Giannis. Look at Giannis. Giannis looks like a dude that's like, even if you didn't, like if you saw him, if you came down from another planet and landed here and somebody was telling you about basketball and then Giannis walked through the door, you'd be like, damn, that dude must be great at basketball. Yeah. Some dudes like LeBron coming out of high school, he just looked like, golly, this dude is a grown ass man. This dude Lonzo Ball, he's like mad, like wiry and lanky. He's not like a big time jumper. He's not extra quick. There's nothing really that special about him. And then when you go up against like real ass NBA dudes, like at the position that he plays to, that dude plays point guard. You understand who he's going to have to see on like just in the West when and if Chris Paul gets healthy. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Chris Paul, You got guys like Dame Lillard. You got, of course, Russ, who don't give a damn about nobody. You got Steph out there. You got this kid out he got to play Phoenix next. Phoenix lost their first game by like 40. So you got this kid out in Phoenix. You got even like a guy like Jeff Teague. Like Jeff Teague ain't nobody slump out in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, that really ain't the position that you want to come halfway in. And that's just the West. I ain't say nothing about like Johnny Wall. I ain't say nothing about Kyle Lowry. I ain't say nothing about Kemba. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy at that position not to be a dog, man. Like, these dudes I'm talking about are dogs, man. And when you see last night with that dude, Pat Beverly, like, I've got like this whole thing about Pat Beverly that I do on Twitter when he plays, like who Pat Beverly looks like. Like, Pat Beverly looks like the dude. He looks like the kid who, like, at snack time won't eat his snack while everybody's eating there and just like pull his cookies out later on in the day when everybody else hungry and won't give you none. That's who Pat Beverly looks like, dude. Like that kid. You know what I mean? I got like a bunch of them if you want to check out last year's episode of Pat Beverly Pat Beverly looks like on my Twitter at the number 1 MICWITHBIGMIKE. So, And I'm not trying to bag on this kid either, man, because he seems like, I've said this before, he seems like a pretty cool kid, like nothing really, you know, like a regular kid, you know what I mean? But, you know, my problem is, like, again, with his dad, man, and this is not me, because far be it for me to tell somebody how to parent or any of that stuff. That ain't really my bag. I'm not on that. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This dude didn't raise no rapist. He didn't raise no bank robbers. Shout out to my man Jason, man. Jason of big time Panthers fanhood and big time UGA fanhood. My man Jason Hill checking in here on Facebook. He says, "You can't be serious, bro. Alonzo is a pure pass first point guard with dynamic vision. That's what's special and unique about him." Maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. And when I say special, like visually is what I mean. Like when I look at him, and I thought I explained this, but I'll do it again. When I look at him, I don't like, you can't see somebody's vision, you know what I mean, or him being a pure passer. I don't see that. Like when I see certain people, like when you saw Jason Kidd, and a lot of people have compared this kid to Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was like a thick, stocky dude playing point guard. Like he was like a man's point guard, even coming out of Cal after 2 years. When I look at this kid Lonzo Ball, I just don't visually see what he is. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's gonna be. You know, to address something else that Jason's saying, like the 1 game referendums. I'm all about that life too, dog. Like we was talking about that the other day on the show. Like that whole thing about, oh, he's gonna suck. I don't know that. But what I do know is that Pat Beverly could turn out to be the least of his problems, you know, at that position. You know what I mean? Because we know how these dudes, the real dudes in the NBA, love to go at each other. And one of the, and something that I was about to say before I started reading the stuff on Facebook here, you know, I'm definitely not, you know, this is not about the kid because it's 1 game. You know what I mean? It's about the dad. You know, that whole situation has kind of already been rubbing me the wrong way. Like the whole thing about him being a bad sports parent, I don't know what that is. You know what I mean? Because like I said before, like dudes have shot referees literally with guns at Little League games. Like that probably would qualify you and rank you somewhere amongst the top bad, you know, sports parents. This dude just run his mouth. He's just that loud dude in the barbershop. That's what I compare him to. I call him Black Trump sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because he just lie and make up things for no damn reason. And also, I'm going to say this. Like, that whole thing that he got going on with ESPN, it's not just his fault. He is who he is. He's a dog that barks. You can't really blame a dog that barks. That's what it does. But the fact that they keep putting the microphone in his face for whatever reason, like, I don't know if it's a ratings grab, because I don't know if anyone else enjoys that type of stuff. But, like, I'd like to hear from the kid. Like, what was his experience? Like, tell me about his experience. What were you feeling? You know, Pat Beverly ain't no dumpster juice either. You know what I mean? That dude make his living doing it. He's that dude, and he's one of those dudes that the NBA needs. He's not a dude that's gonna score you 30 points ever. He's not a dude that's gonna light you up in the box score, but my God, he's going to drive his opponent crazy every night. He's going to bring the energy that your team needs. He's that guy. The NBA needs a bunch of those dudes because we got enough Giannis. No, we won't have enough. Sorry. that was a definitely misstep. We got a bunch of Giannis's and KDs and LeBrons and Stephs and these kind of cats, but you need those dudes, man. Those dudes that just don't give a F and to go out there and play wide open like Pat Beverly. And speaking of LeVar Ball, like after the game, he had, of course, a bunch to say about his boy because he's already put this boy on a pedestal that he's got people believing it. He's going to be the rookie of the year. He's going to lead the Lakers to the playoffs. He's going to, overtake Steph Curry and all this kind of stuff, man. It's like, dude, just let it happen. As a basketball fan, of course, I hope it does because I love watching the best do their thing. Especially in basketball. I love it. But I don't need you to tell me it's going to happen. Like, nobody was telling me, well, I'm going to lie. People were. Like Sports Illustrated and all these people were telling me that LeBron was the king and all these kind of things. But fortunately for us as fans, he's lived up to and in many ways surpassed his expectations. Kobe Bryant was supposed to be pretty good. No one knew he's going to be the best Laker of all time, arguably, right? Michael Jordan, no, he didn't really have that fanfare coming into the league. Guys like especially not Steph, you know what I mean? Giannis was a project, and now it's like amazing to see. Like once this dude starts shooting a jump shot, game over. I mean, I just hope he gets it before his athleticism gets on the backside. You know what I mean? Before he starts declining athletically, so where he's a supreme athlete and he's jacking up threes like at a consistent like 40% rate. Yeah, that's game over. Not even a game changer. It's going to end the game. All right. So anyway, first, sorry. Let me tell y'all about this kid, Pat Beverly. Damn, do I have it here? When he's yelling in the tunnel after the game, he called him a soft MFer and said he need to bring his ass on the court. I'm going to tear his ass up. This is that guy doing that. I don't know. Well, I don't have to know what the point of it is. Really, I don't. Just because he's Pat. That's why. And that's what he does. But then LeVar Ball, I guess, was told about this, and he decided he was going to fire back. And he says, yeah, you shut the MFer down. This is his son. Like, he ain't like, you shut my son down. You shut the MFer down, and your check still ain't going to go no higher than what it is. Yeah, you shut him down. Okay. Who is Pat Beverly? All right, people who watch basketball know who Pat Beverly is, dude. Like, that ain't the move. And the whole thing about his check going up is like, if your son would have shut, I don't know, if he shut Steph Curry down, let's say, for example, his check ain't gonna move either. Like, what are you even talking about? This is the stuff I'm talking about. This like incoherent ranting that makes no sense to anyone but him or any reasonable person. The quote goes on and said, he played all last year and nobody said nothing about him. That's not true either. Now we're looking at your first game. Why? Because Lonzo's name is attached to it. That's not true either. Game's on ESPN. And that was the only game on televised, except for if you have the package, the NBA package. He says, let's see what you do in the next 5 games. If you're going to be pumped up toward everybody like that. And go back to your 0-5 shooting and your 2 or 3 rebounds. Again, that's not what no one puts Patrick Beverly on the floor expecting that. Like anything Pat Beverly and guys like Tony Allen give you offensively, that's just gravy. You know what I'm saying? That's the icing and the cherries and the sprinkles. Ain't nobody putting Pat Beverly on the court looking for no offensive explosion. So when he's asking the question like, who is Pat Beverly? Apparently you're the only one that don't know who Pat Beverly is and what he does and what he brings to a team at the point guard position. He says, no one's going to care about you, but you put my son's name in it and you put my name in it. See, it's always got to come back to him. This is Black Trump, man. Please believe it. Now you got some action and you got some people talking. Look, man, the kid I just feel like the kid has a right to be who he's going to be. Like, whatever he's going to be. If he's going to be an average player, if he's going to be a great player, if he's going to be a bad player, let it be what it is, man. But you continuously telling me about it and me not seeing the evidence to it. Yeah, it's after 1 game. Yeah, it was Patrick Beverly. You know what I mean? But I'll go back to one of my original points. Like, Patrick Beverly ain't like he's not the pinnacle of point guard play in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, it's some dudes that's going to really crush your spirit. Maybe not in that way defensively, but there's some other dudes like Dame Lillard, dudes like Steph, and dudes that I mentioned earlier that'll get after you offensively and have your butt spinning, man. So the last 2 times I've seen that dude play real basketball was the last time in the tournament with the kid from Kansas, ate him up, and now Pat Beverly's on him. And one of the reasons that early on I mentioned his build and him not just looking like me looking at him and thinking that, wow, that dude is something special basketball wise, is because of how he was getting pushed around yesterday. Also, he and the other kid. What's the other kid's name? The one that's supposed to be like Kevin Durant, the little skinny kid. Yeah, they just getting like pushed around like children playing with grown men. And Melvin Ingram. Not Melvin. What's the kid's name? His last name is Ingram, right? Anyway, I hate names. Gee whiz. They was both getting pushed around like very easily. And that, to me, that matters to me. It's the reason that a lot of people no one really saw Steph Curry coming, because Steph was real slight like that, and Steph put in the work, man. He got his strength up, and you see the difference in his build. You see the difference in, like, you remember how Kevin Garnett came in the league, and he and Kobe were like these string beans because they was like 17, 18 years old. Yeah, they put weight on. What did I say? Did I say it right? No, I said the kid from from the Chargers. That's Melvin Ingram. This kid's name is Brandon Ingram. Thanks, I am no dose. Brandon Ingram. Yeah. And it got me to thinking about something I said the other day on Monday, or was it Wednesday? One of these days this week. I was talking about LeBron and LeBron. This whole thing with LeBron going west, going out to LA to play for the Lakers after next year. But then I also proposed that there are reasons for him to stay, right? A couple of reasons. One being Melo is going to be a free agent. The other one is Chris Paul going to be a free agent. And he's already made the comment that he loved to play with his buddies, his banana boat buddies, before his career is over. Well, it's not that many years left in it. And while you got Dwayne Wade already in tow, how hard would it be to get your man's, get Chris Paul and your man's, because it's probably likely that that Isaiah's going to be going after the season. Derrick Rose is only on a 1-year deal, so the point guard position, the point guard slot is wide open after this year, possibly. As far as your forwards go, I mean, yeah, LeBron can play the 4. You already got Kevin Love at the 5. You bring in Carmelo, or put Carmelo at the 4. Sorry. Have LeBron still play the 3, and there you have it. And if this situation with, what's the kid's name? Lonzo Ball doesn't show any promise, if this kid Brandon Ingram don't step into a little bit more of an NBA player type role, because what was he last night? 3 for 15 or something like that? Something ridiculous. If he don't become more of an NBA player, because the one thing about Kevin Durant, when people were talking about him not being able to be at the bench 185, Kevin Durant was going to get you buckets. Period. Point blank. Like, he was going to get buckets. He could put the ball in the hole. And then the other stuff with his body was going to come later. He's still not the thickest dude in the world. But he can, he's just a baller. Like, Melvin Ingram needs that. You know what I mean? He needs that in his life. And then it becomes a more attractive landing spot for a dude like LeBron. And then possibly, I don't know, because Chris Paul, like, what do you do with him when you got what Magic Johnson's calling their future? And if Magic Johnson's putting his stamp on this kid, trust me when I say he'll have every opportunity to succeed. Because these guys, no matter who it is, whether it's a former player or just a dude that's an executive, they don't want to look bad. They don't want to look wrong. They don't want to be wrong. With that being said, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt anybody. I did write down on my for him to be good. I mean, for him to be a good basketball player, it don't hurt anybody. And I wrote on my sheet, because he did wear he wore his signature shoe the other day. The last 2 times I've seen him wear them shoes, he's had bad games. I saw him play one summer league game with him, and he changed at like halftime or something like that to like the Kobe's. And I saw him playing them last night. Every other time I've seen him, like, warming up, doing interviews, he's had on like Jordans or Kobe's or something like that. I don't know. Like if he put it this way, if he switched shoes, what is it, tonight that they play Phoenix or tomorrow night? Like if he switched shoes tomorrow night and he's like killing it, he ends up with like 28 points, like, you know what I'm saying, like 9 rebounds and 7 assists. I mean, we gotta start talking, don't we? We gotta start talking about the product. You know what I mean? Because the on court commercials for the product at that point would be like the trash. You can't ball in these. The kid whose name is on them can't ball in them. So what am I gonna do with a pair of $500 nothings? What are they, $500-$600? Just saying, man. And I guess your man is still trying to work on his inventory because you still got another what, 10, 11 days if you order them before you can get yours in November. Yeah, man. Your man is he's a car salesman, man. You know what I'm saying? He is. That's what he is. He's a car salesman. He's a fast talking dude. And for the life of me, man, I don't understand how people are falling for it. But shout out to them because I just read yesterday or the night before they Facebook re-upped their TV show for the next year, for another season, I guess. So apparently some of y'all are checking out the Ball Family. I don't know if you call it a TV show, the Ball Family show, I guess, on Facebook here. So good for y'all. As far as tonight goes, we already got this situation going on with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Cleveland Cavs. We got the Golden State Warriors and the Pelicans coming later. I'll give you guys the rest of the games for the night. Sorry here. All right, we also have the Pistons and the Wizards. Get to see Johnny Wall, Brad Beal go at it. They had a game that was a little bit too close for comfort the other night. Dame Lillard and the boys taking on the Indiana Pacers. I'm not looking at names. I'm looking at freaking mascots. The Celtics, 0-2 for the Celtics. They taking on those brand new look 76ers, Ben Simmons, the process, Joel Embiid and them cats. The Hawks trying to go 2-0 against the Charlotte Hornets. Kemba, Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard still trying to make people believe that he's still around. It's over, Dwight. And you know why? I was thinking about this the other night. You know why it's over for Dwight Howard? It's over for Dwight Howard because of guys like Ben Simmons and Giannis and Kevin Durant. Like, these dudes are like, people don't understand. Dwight Howard is really like 6'10", and they keep telling me that Ben Simmons is 6'10", but over the summer I read that he grew. I've read in multiple places that he grew inches, like 2 inches. That dude is 7 feet tall, playing point guard. Kevin Durant is 7 foot tall. Giannis is 6'11". What do I need with Dwight Howard? Joel Embiid is shooting the 3. I have no use for Dwight Howard, cuz in any capacity, especially a Dwight Howard that still thinks you can run offense through him. Had these folks down here in my city fooled. Oh boy, Dwight coming home. No, you don't want Dwight. This ain't 2001 or 5 or whatever. You don't want Dwight now. You want dudes that can get buckets, like real buckets from outside. The numbers tell you the best shot is a free throw. Second to that is a layup. After that, it's a 3. Ain't nobody posting up no damn big man no more. 85, 79 games. You crazy? That man is scoring 120 points consistently. And Dwight Howard don't fit into that. Sorry. You better do more. But if you DeAndre Jordan, you can play big man in the league because DeAndre Jordan know who he is. I'm going to run the floor. I'm going to catch lives. And I'm going to head up this defense down here. I'm going to block shots and protect this rim. He ain't out here talking about, man, you know what I probably need to do? Start shooting 3. Dwight Howard said that last year. And I posted it on my Facebook. And I was like, see, this is what y'all getting into. Your man's got videos of him, shooting and practicing post moves. Ain't nobody doing that. What are you doing, cuz? Practicing mid-range jump shots. That's the worst shot in the NBA. Statistically, that's the most inefficient shot in the NBA. You gotta get some game, dog, or just leave. Jason's still saying they both can get to any spot on the floor they want. Just miss shots. I guess he's talking about. I think Jason's a Lakers fan, and I don't want you to think I'm banging on your team, bruh. No, it ain't that. I'm just going by what I've seen so far. And by Monday, the story may change a little bit, man. But the reality is both guys still have to prove that they can play NBA basketball. That's basically where I'm coming from. They have to prove that they can play NBA basketball. And what Pat Beverly said after the game, is real stuff. Like, because of this dude's dad, MF is going to really try to grind him out. And, I mean, you call it fair, unfair, whatever you want to call it. I think it's unnecessary. Not for them to do that to him, but for his dad, man. Like, and for his dad not to have seen that coming. Dude was like, really? Anyway, we're going to take a break. Come back with On This Day. Got some more of this NBA stuff I want to talk about real quick before I get into Thursday Night Football. Also, talk about Rick Pitino. And I'll tell you guys what happened with the soccer player here as the show goes on. This is the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm here live on Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. You can also catch me on the Spreaker app and on TuneIn. Don't forget the show is also available on demand on all of those platforms, all three of those platforms, as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. And, of course, I got the Facebook live stream pumping right now. 404-902-8104 is the number you want to text me at, 404-902-8104. You can also leave your comments and questions and whatnot below my Facebook live stream or jump on inside my live interactive chat room here on Spreaker. If you're listening via Spreaker, just click the little thought bubble icon and boom, you're in the building, man. I'll be right back.
I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Isn't this dinner party wonderful? Jeanette and Bill did so much planning, and the house looks great.
Well, you know, it was almost canceled. Did you hear that Bill was really sick with the flu 2 weeks ago?
No, I had no idea. I've been so busy at work. But my coworker's toddler was in the hospital with flu, too. Is Bill okay?
It was pretty serious and aggravated his asthma. Bill got sick quickly with a high fever. Fortunately, Jeanette got him to the doctor right away. The doctor said it was flu and prescribed a medication that helped him get back on his feet.
I didn't know flu was so serious until I heard Bill say he felt like he'd been hit by a truck. He missed a big meeting at work.
Well, thank goodness Jeanette had gotten her flu shot. Because, you know, she's expecting.
What? Oh, man.
I guess that was another thing you guys didn't know either.
A message from the Department of Health and Human Services.
And now, back to One Mic.
What are we waiting for? Let's get to it.
With Big Mike.
Jesus, blood shoes. Hey, this chick is like the hottest thing out. Cardi B, I can't, for the life of me. I've come to the conclusion that I don't understand any of this stuff that's going on. These kids, Kodak, I rarely just say like somebody like I can't stand this song or that artist. The one dude that I can't mess with is that dude Kodak Black. I think his stuff is garbage. Any of the other cats, what's the other kid's name? Yachty and 21 Savage and these cats. I mean, I can deal with it. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily like. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, let me throw that joint on. I'm tired of this Jay-Z stuff. I'm tired of Nas. You know, I'm tired of Outkast. I'm not gonna never do that. But I've pretty much given up on criticizing the music. Outside of that, like I know people give this chick Cardi B like crazy hell because she was a stripper, and then I think she did like a a reality show or whatnot. She did a reality show, and now she's become a rapper, and like she's like #1 on Billboard. But that really just tells you the state of what the game is in. I don't think that's necessarily a tribute to her. As much as it is just like who are the female rappers? Is Nicki and then who? You know, the one chick, Young M.A. came and went. Remy Ma dropped a freaking diss record and disappeared. She was on the Fat Joe record, and then that was that. 2 Fat Joe records, I mean, and that was that. You know what I mean? That broad got an award from one of these black award shows too for like the best female artist, and I was like, all right, this is why I don't look at that stuff. I don't think I was looking at it. I probably know I wasn't, but I saw it somewhere, and I was like, how? She hadn't put no music out, but whatever. Let's take a look back, y'all.
Now, let's take a look back.
On this Day.
All right, your final edition of On This Day for this week goes a little something like this. On this day in 1910, a baseball with a cork center, was used in a World Series game for the first ever time. Is that like a thing? Like, do they do that? Is that the way it is now? They have a cork in the middle of it? I don't know. Somebody tell me how baseballs are made. On this day in 1936, the Associated Press released its very first weekly college football poll. Minnesota was ranked first. Polls are ridiculously stupid and don't make any difference until you get to even the ones, the BCS ones. You know, when they talk about who's going to be in the Final Four, the only one that matters is the last one. On this day in 1973, the U.S. President Richard Nixon signed a bill that authorized a national medal to commemorate Jim Thorpe. Jim Thorpe, who many people believe the best athlete of all time. I think he played like football, basketball. He's in the Olympics. He was like in everything. On this day in 1982, in Moscow, Russia, 340 people were crushed to death at a Soviet-Dutch soccer match. Police had herded the fans down an open icy staircase. My gosh, the details of the incident were not published in the USSR until 7 years later. See that right there? On this day in 1989, the Houston Cougars ran up 1,021 yards against SMU. The final score was 95-21. Yeah, that was them Andre Ware years. And then followed by the David Klinger years. Like, Houston was at the forefront of all this, like, run and shoot, like, putting up crazy yards with the passing game. That dude won a Heisman Trophy that year, too, if I remember correctly. On this day in 1996, A-Town, stand the F up, man. Andrew Jones of the Braves was 19 years old when he became became the youngest player to hit a home run in the World Series. He hit 2 home runs against the Yankees. Stand the F up, man. On this day, finally, in 2004, the Boston Red Sox defeated the New York Yankees in Game 7 of the AL Championship. The Red Sox had been down 3-0 in the series. Real quick, shout out to the LA Dodgers heading to the World Series. My man, Yasiel Puig, one of my favorite baseball players. Him, Odor, the kid that plays second base for the Chicago Cubs, who just got eliminated, obviously, by the LA Dodgers. Yeah, I love them dudes. Them Dominican dudes, them Cuban, Hispanic dudes playing baseball. I love them. They need more of that. Not that old stuffy, stick in the butt, white boy, play the game the right way. Screw you, man. I just hit a ball 490 feet. Hell yeah, I'm going to celebrate. But no, not in the right way. The white way to play baseball. F out of here, man. Anyway, that is your Friday edition of On This Day. Back to the show here on the One Mic with Big Mike show, live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 7 o'clock. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Friday. I know it's date night and whatnot. I got no date. You know what I'm saying? My old lady told y'all the other day she's still in Florida till like the beginning of November, like the 1st of November, I think. Taking care of those people, getting those people some temporary housing down there in Florida that had to go through them hurricanes and whatnot. So I gotta be a selfless dude, not my normal a-hole self dealing with this situation. Couple last little things going on with the NBA. I saw the Chris Paul documentary, or I guess part 1 of the Chris Paul documentary. I guess you can see all 3 parts on the ESPN website or app or whatever it is. Where he was like trying to make his decision last summer as far as like where he was going to be, if he's going to go back to the Clippers or move on to another team and whatnot. And it was interesting to me, man, to see how it was all going down, how it was plotted that way. Like, I thought it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing, the way it was kind of reported initially, because everything was going on behind the scenes. But the question I came away with, the question I came away from the documentary with, or part 1 of the documentary with, is like, okay, after now, I don't know how many people watched it, but after seeing what happened, right? And Chris Paul weighing all his options, and it was mad, like, emotional too, because he was talking about his son, little Chris, not being able, if he made a move, not being able to grow up with the same friends the way he did. Chris Paul talks about how he grew up with his homies his whole life. The fact that his son wouldn't have that opportunity if he were to go play somewhere else. The fact that it wasn't just him. He got a daughter too, a much younger daughter. His brother, I guess, lives with them or lives around them or something of that nature. But he was talking about his brother and his family having to pick up and move as well. But the fact that Chris Paul, let's keep it real. From a basketball standpoint, he made a selfish move. He made the same exact move that Kyrie Irving made. Right? Now, Kyrie didn't publicize it either. Somebody else leaked it. A lot of people felt like LeBron's people leaked the fact that he went to management and requested a trade. But he didn't do that. He went to them quietly and said, yo, I think it's time for me to move on. But then you get the whole situation with the jerseys burned and people calling Kyrie a traitor and he ain't worth nothing. He can't carry no team. He ain't no real winner and all these kind of crazy like things attached to the story. And it goes back to what I was talking about the other day. It's like, what is this love affair about with Chris Paul? I wish somebody could explain it to me, because Chris Paul catches no flack for a lot of the things that y'all give other folks hell about. For example, again, Chris Paul is going to be out for another 2 to 4 weeks with a knee. And this is a yearly thing with him. And I read off his injury history on Wednesday's show. This is a pretty consistent thing with him and these injuries. But he's still looked upon as this floor general, which all these things are true. This great leader, this competitor, all those things are true. But I don't know, how are those things not true about a guy like, let's say, Derrick Rose? You know, Derrick Rose gets hurt, and you MFers can't wait to put out a meme. Like the first time you see, like, if Derrick Rose started limping right now in this game that I'm watching, it'll be a meme out about him, a new one too, not even one of the old ones. A new one will be out in 10 seconds after he get hurt. It's like MFers are just waiting on this dude that happened to this dude so they can joke about it. Now, I don't care about that. I'm not one of those dudes, because whether you find Derrick Rose being hurt or not isn't going to change the fact that he is, that he's hurt. You know what I mean? And I hate people who act like that. I can't believe you're laughing at that. Well, some stuff is funny. Like, some stuff that's not really nice is funny. You know what I mean? And people like me who have six senses of humor, we laugh at those type of things. And guess what? I didn't hurt Derrick Rose. Or people saying, like, I hope he get hurt. So what? That don't work. You can't hope anything into existence. You don't have those mental type of powers. Because if those things did happen, I'd be a lottery winner. Which, by the way, that reminds me, I hit the lotto yesterday. Ha, suckers. Hell yeah. Got that Powerball popping. $4. Don't sleep on the kid, boy. You gotta crawl for you walk. $4. We'll turn it into about 4 milli next time. Because you know the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the damn the ticket right back to him. Like, nah, don't give me no $4. Give me 2 more Powerballs. Yeah, you can't be in it. You can't win it unless you win it. But yeah, back to this thing with Chris Paul, like this love affair that people have, and like he's like the Teflon Don in the NBA. You can't touch him. You can't criticize him. Or maybe people just don't want to. I don't know that you can't, but people just don't want to. But he goes through a lot of the same things other people go through. He said something too during this documentary that was like, wow, man. He said his son started crying when he knew he had to leave, LA. And he said to him, he looked up at him and said, Daddy, do I have to leave? Chris Paul, I really like a child too. So when he's saying it, when he's saying it, you can picture the little dude saying it to him. And then his answer to him when he said, do I have to go? He says, if I go to, oh no, this is after he made the decision to go to Houston. I'm sorry. This is after. He says to him, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do basketball wise and on the court if you're not there. And I was like, damn, that's a lot to put on a little dude. You know what I mean? But they went all in, man. They went all in for 1 year. I'm not sure if they got a huge home, and I'm not sure if they rented that home or they purchased it. But for a dude that's got 1 year on a deal and a decision to make, which that decision is based on how things pan out this year, because he talked about it during the documentary about the Clippers. He's like, no, if we're not gearing up, if the one goal that we have is not to put pieces together in order to beat the Golden State Warriors, then what the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be stuck in this place of limbo while they're getting better and better and better. And I was like, yeah, I can appreciate that. But if that situation doesn't present itself in that same way in Houston, with a contract summer coming up, do you then pick up the family with all the emotion that was involved in moving them this time? Do you do it again? You know what I mean? That was kind of like weird to me. You know what I mean? And this is why. I mean, the reason I'm saying this is I was like, man, maybe Chris Paul could have just sucked it up, man. Played in Houston for a couple months, made sure it was the place that they were going to be at, and then uproot everybody. But we're talking about a year. Or we're talking about, again, a couple of months from now until when? When is basketball season over? April. So we're talking about 4, 6, 7 months, about there and there, about somewhere. Yeah, man. It feels like he could have probably sucked it up, and especially if he leaves. Now, if he's, if they putting down roots to if he re-signs with the Rockets and whatnot, if they get him and James some additional help, which I think that team is. I kind of flinch at using this word because it's one of those overused words or terms, but they're a little bit overrated or underrated is what I'm trying to say. They're a little bit underrated as a squad, because I think guys like Trevor Ariza, what's his name? The sixth man of the year, Gordon. They got some good ass players on that team, man. I think Nene is pretty solid in the middle when he has the matchups. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll do a lot against a team like Golden State, which we saw on opening night. He didn't play at all. But, Mba Mute, they got some solid pieces. They don't have what it takes yet, I don't think, to upend a healthy Golden State team yet. But they're in the mix. They're there to be talked about. Them and OKC are there to be talked about. And as we saw on opening night, man, that Draymond Green injury, it took a little wind out of the Golden State sails. Speaking of Draymond Green, he got upgraded quickly. The MRI came back on his knee, the knee that he hurt in opening night. It came back negative. Then he was doubtful. Then he became probable for tonight's game against the Pelicans, and I think now they saying he's a definite go for the game tonight. He makes such a difference for them defensively, and in the fourth quarter, he is their main ball handler. He starts the offense. He makes the crucial decisions, and when he's not there, things kind of get thrown awry a little bit, man. So the Golden State Warriors are kind of one crucial injury to Draymond, because we've seen them survive without KD. With KD there, I'm feeling like they can survive without Steph as well. If something were to happen to Steph, and obviously those two would be good without Clay as well. But the Draymond thing, he just does way too many things on the basketball court for them to be without him. So that one guy becomes the equalizer when it comes to teams like OKC and teams like the Rockets, competing for legitimately competing for that Western Conference. This is the One Mike with Big Mike show here on a Friday, man. We're not gonna be here all night tonight. We're not gonna do that, man. It's Friday, gonna get into this weekend or whatnot. I appreciate y'all for joining me though. And don't forget that you guys can also catch up on the One Mike with Big Mike show if you missed any of it via Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app. Spreaker is what I'm saying. Spreaker. I know sometimes I get a little mumble mouths, so I had to spell it sometimes. Spreaker. The TuneIn app, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Make sure you follow me and like my Facebook page. Follow me on social media and like my Facebook page. They're all on the same handle, at One Mike with Big Mike, spelled out one more time, the number one, MICWITHBIGMIKE. You can text the show at 404-902-8104, 404-902-8104, or you can leave your comments and questions below my Facebook live stream here. They've been coming through. My man Jason, I've been going back and forth with him a little bit on this Lakers situation in the first segment. I got my chat room wide open here on Spreaker. If you're listening to me via Spreaker, you'll see a little thought bubble icon. Make sure you click on that. And also make sure you click the heart icon and the share icons as well, so your people know what time it is that the One Mike with Big Mike show is on live right now on Spreaker. Okay. Where are we at? So last night in Memphis, Chandler Parsons got booed at home. And Chandler Parsons has been a guy who's seen his share of large NBA contracts. And the fans decided to boo him. And my man, he's very active on social media as well. And he was like, okay, it's cool. I'm good with that. Putting it in the proper perspective. He said, look, I'm just going to have to play every game then like it's an away game. My man. Because guess what? The check's going to clear. Whether you like it or not. Whether you like how much somebody's being paid or not. Which I never really got that concept of being angry. We went through it here for a long time in Atlanta when it came to Joe Johnson. like you're mad at somebody for doing exactly what you would do. One idiotic person on social media one time said that they wouldn't do that. Like if they were going to get paid, like overpaid to do their current job, they would turn it down. Like what? And I was like, you must not have a woman in your life, because there's no way in the hell that anybody that I know who has a woman that loves them could go home and tell them, baby, you know what? They was going to pay me double at the job to do the same job. I wasn't going to have to do no extra work. I was going to have to do the same job. They was going to pay me double. I just told them, nah, I'm good. You know, I want to be paid what I'm supposed to get paid. No. Something no one has said in ever, except for that one idiot on Facebook. But yeah, I've always been of the belief that I should know what these athletes make. And I know it's public record and all you got to do is file, you know, Public Information Act or whatever. But I have no use for that. You know, if some dude is making $200,000 a year versus some dude making $20 million a year, if you're on the football field and somebody deemed you prepared to play, I think you should be able to play. I mean, regardless of how much you're getting paid. If you on the field, like for example, I use this guy as an example all the time. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was playing good football, making a couple $100,000 a year. What do I expect of him? Do you want a Super Bowl? What do I expect out of him when he gets, Russell's at 20 something now, 20 million a year? Like, is he supposed to just be jumping out the window good now? No. Just be good. Matt Stafford, the same way Matt Stafford said it at his press conference. He's like, nah, it don't change nothing. I still got to go out there and play football the way I play football. And to his credit, he has. going down early, making desperate comebacks at the end. That's the way Matt Stafford plays football. But yeah, I don't understand how people start expecting different out of people. Or like one day my man was like, he's like, man, you remember when we went down to the shoot around? I shook Joe Johnson's hand, man. I felt like I should have felt something out of a guy making that much money. I was like, well, I don't think he had, first of all, I don't think he had it on him, and I don't think his money was radioactive either, to where it's going to start glowing and whatnot. So, yeah, that, I don't know, man. We're at that place now in society now where people think that should make a difference. And these commentators, they bring it up every time they mention somebody. Well, I mean, he's getting paid $24 million, so, you know, let's see it. Let's earn that money. Look, that money's already earned. Well, in certain sports. In basketball, it's already earned. You're going to get the money. You know, Chandler Parsons going to get his money, so, and he's not going to give any of it back either. Look at big, high-booted John Henson. Look at that dude's legs so damn long. Couple other things real quick on the NBA before we move on here. They made some changes to the last 2-minute report. Apparently beforehand, the last 2-minute report was giving the last 5 minutes of the game in games, or what is the last quarter of the game in which the score was within 5 points, but now they've moved it to where it's within 3 points. All right, here we go. Let me freaking give you the official wording on it. Officiating reports will now be provided for all games in which the score is within 3 points at any time. See, that's where I screwed up. At any time in the last 2 minutes or of the fourth quarter or the last 2 minutes of an overtime period. Previously, the last 2-minute report was shared for all games within 5 points. So they kind of like just trimmed that down a little bit at the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter or any overtime period. Like, this is another thing that I don't really need to see these, man. Because it's not going to, like, if you're going to change the outcome of games based on these 2-minute reports, that's cool. But, like, sometimes, like, that whole transparency thing can go a little bit awry. Like, yeah, we're just being transparent. We want you to know everything. I don't need to know how the sausage is made, B. I just want to eat it. That's all. I mean, people want to tell you about, you know, this has this in it and this byproduct, you know. Is it good? Like, when you put it in a cast iron skillet and get it a little bit black around the edges, is it good? Well, I'm fine. I'm good. Like, I'm not trying to live forever. Some of y'all are. Some of y'all like, I gotta eat kale and wheatgrass and lemongrass. I can live till I'm 130. Not me, cuz I ain't trying to be that. The world's already a crappy place. And by the way, your man, Trump definitely ain't trying to let y'all live that long. I'm just here to tell you now, we ain't even made it through a year yet. And I'm telling you, we got 2 more months plus a couple days of this year left. Your man is trying his best to end the world, cuz like him and this dude over in North Korea, I believe he called that dude today. I believe that dude called Trump today through one of his spokespeople a mentally unstable retard. Yeah, dude. You think that dude ain't trying to look for a reason to fire off some nukes at that dude for that? As petty and as petulant a child as he is, that dude called him a mentally unstable retard. Just gonna let that hang there for a second. Yeah, man, that dude is gonna end the world. Yeah, get yourself right with your people, man, so they know you love them before this all go down, because it's about to happen in a major way. These folks like diplomacy. We ain't talking about nothing until we get our nukes the way we want them, so we can blow up America. Then we'll talk, B, when we both on the same plane, because that's really what they want. They want to have the same capabilities that America has, and then see what you got to say at a negotiation table. I don't know, man. Them North Korean cats don't seem like they didn't want us to be F with, man, but that's just me speaking. I don't care that much about it, you know what I mean? Because what's going to happen is going to happen. For my folks that love to pray for things to happen and pray about things, put that on your plate too. Or what is it? On your prayer lists. Put that on your prayer list. Last thing here for the NBA, and then we'll go to break, clean the plate, and then get the hell up out of here, man. Mark Cuban has some interesting ideas as it pertains to the NBA draft. He wants to eliminate the draft, which, like, I've heard people say that before, and I've heard people propose these things, and it seems weird to me the way they're coming at it. He wants to make the NFL draft kind of give it a free agency type of situation or type of feel to it, where let me see if I remember this, because I don't see the article here, where the team that finishes with the worst record, they're allowed to spend the most money on their on the kid coming out of the draft. So then you kind of get a chance to like gauge the kid and criticize the kid, which I don't really like that whole situation. Because then if the kid that's worse or the best kid coming out of the draft, let's say it was Markelle Fultz, right? The kid that went first. And the 76ers are the ones with the most money, but they suck, right? And he's like, well, whatever, I'm trying to get my paper. I'm going to the 76ers, as opposed to a team that finished, let's say the Clippers. They won't have the most money, but they'll have more money, but they won't be able to offer him as much as the 76ers. And he chooses to go not play in LA where it's sunny and cool and all that kind of stuff. He goes and plays with the 76ers. Then people's like, oh, look at that dude. He's on the money grab. The same way people did like Carmelo for not, going to Chicago versus the Knicks and whatnot. So that idea, I guess it kind of got shut down. Okay, here it is. I found it. The one I just kind of gave it to you, because he's saying in a quote that it makes it a lot harder to tank because you don't know if you get the best player if you're horrible all the time. Nobody like that. Not a single person. He's talking about at the meetings they were at. And I don't care about teams tanking. Maybe it's because I'm not like a fan that way where I freaking root for a certain team or whatever. Maybe this is what this is to do, to protect the fan base of certain teams. I don't care. I live in Atlanta. If the Hawks tank, and for whatever reason, let's kind of just be real hyperbolic about this. If the Hawks tank this year and they win like 12 games, and then next year they draft, LeBron James. Yeah, I don't care. As long as it works out. Like the worst thing for the NBA would be for in 3 years, the 76ers competing for a championship. That would be the worst thing for the NBA, because it proves that the model says that you need to be bad. You can't be average. You can't, like, if you're good, you're good. Like if you're the Cavs, if you're what the Boston Celtics would have been probably if Gordon Hayward would not have gotten hurt. If you're what the Oklahoma City Thunder are right now, you're in a position where certain things go certain ways. You can still compete legitimately for a championship. But if you're Minnesota, right? Or if you're Portland, no, you don't have a damn chance. So you're sitting there like in the middle in this NBA purgatory, where you're not quite in hell, but you're not in heaven either. You're just sitting there in the middle, like in the waiting room. No, the NBA says you need to be bad, and then have a decent enough scouting department where you can go out and get you some real ass talent. This kid Ben Simmons is a real deal. And I heard Jalen Rose say something the other day. He was talking about the way he was talking about how Tristan Thompson realized he was shooting with the wrong hand. He said he feels like Ben Simmons is shooting with the wrong hand, which made me start looking at the kid. And yeah, he finishes naturally at the rim with his right hand. Like, a lot of people don't know that LeBron is left-handed. As far as LeBron James writes left-handed, he does everything left-handed, eats left-handed, but he shoots the basketball right-handed. That's just being ambidextrous. This kid, Ben Simmons, he shoots the ball left-handed, but every time, like, watch him at the rim. He'll revert to his right hand naturally, as opposed to like James Harden, who, like, if James Harden's in the open field and it's an open field on the open court and it's a layup, he's shooting with his left hand because the dude is really, really left-handed. And when Jalen Rose said that, I was like, you know what? That MF right might be right, especially for the fact, considering the fact that Jalen Rose is also a left-handed basketball player. So, you know, he knows of which he speaks, what a left-handed baller looks like. All right, take a break. Maybe the last break of the show. I don't know. This is the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm here live every Monday, Wednesday. This Friday, I'm here starting at 7 o'clock. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We're getting ready for the weekend here on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app, and the TuneIn app.
I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Military life is rewarding, but it isn't always easy.
Managing the stress can affect even the strongest warrior.
But I will stay mission ready.
I will
keep my mind and body fit.
Talk to my chaplain.
Be there to listen.
I will.
Know the signs.
Seek care early.
Talk to my healthcare provider. Be there to help, listen, and get you through this.
I will motivate others.
Strive for progress, not perfection.
I will be there for my buddies, no matter what.
Be there for our veterans, no matter what.
And I've got your back too.
I will keep our family safe while you're away.
I will think of you every night.
We're in this together.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
Take the first step.
There's no better time than now.
Reaching out is a sign of strength. Visit realwarriors.net or call 800-874-2273.
One mic.
I'm back. It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. Live.
There ain't no goddamn tape.
Interactive and on demand. One Mic. Yeah, a sports show.
The best move of LeBron's career, man, was dragging his sweaty ball sack right across Draymond Green's the nape of his neck and getting that dude suspended.
And so much more.
What's going on right now with Donald Trump? This is America. And it tickles me to death when white people are so shocked and appalled by it.
What? It's the One Mic with Big Mike show.
Of course, it's like anything, like ammonia or you sniffing glue is going to get you high.
You've been warned. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts now. Here he is.
He's real cocky. He's real loudmouth. He's real flamboyant. He don't cow down to people.
Big Mike.
That sound means it's quitting time, man. It's Friday, trying to get ready. Time to get ready for the weekend. This is the second half. Normally the second half of the One Mic with Big Mike show. This might be the last third of this show. It's the weekend, man. We got basketball on. I'm trying to check out this freaky Greek dude taking on LeBron James right now, and I don't want it to take away too much of my attention from what I'm saying, but it's hard not to keep looking up at this damn game. Don't forget, the shows that I've done this week and every week since I've started this whole thing are available on demand on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app, TuneIn, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube. Also, man, to my iTunes, and follow me on iHeart and Stitcher and all those good things on TuneIn as well. Do all that. Yeah, follow me on Spreaker as well. You got to sign up for your free Spreaker accounts. And I'll follow your boy on Spreaker so that you get an alert every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock when the show goes live. If you guys want to participate tonight, be my guest, man. Do so at 404-902-8104. That is the text number, 404-902-8104. You can jump on inside my live interactive chat room and holler at me there, as well as leaving comments and questions and all those things. You can get at me under my Facebook live stream here. I'm checking it ever so often to make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'm here at the number one MICWITHBIGMIKE. While you're there, make sure you hit that little like button as well, like my Facebook page. So I told you guys I'm going to tell you about this situation. This is some crazy stuff. Italian footballer, i.e. soccer player, Giovanni Liberti, has been handed down a 5-game suspension. You want to know why? Good. I'm glad you asked. He was accused of urinating at away supporters and, quote unquote, making vulgar gestures to his genital organ. My guy. Now, it clearly states that he only urinated at them. He didn't urinate on them. So, I don't know how many games they play, but 5 games for that. Maybe the club says that they're gonna appeal. Not sure on what grounds, because it's not really hard to. You know what I mean? Oh my God! Look at this guy. He's Greek and he's freaky. Anyway, it's not hard to mistake what someone is doing when a dude has his dong out and he's peeing towards you and making a gesture towards it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that turns up. I'll, if possible, I'll keep you guys updated on P-Gate as it pertains to Giovanni Liberti. Anyway, Thursday night football last night. I mentioned I had to go to bed, and you know what I thought too, man. I felt like the damn Raiders was gonna come back in that game. Like when I turned it off and I heard like Tony Romo and Jim Nantz talking about how this was desperate times for the Raiders if they don't, because of where they are in the standings. If they don't win this game, the season is probably over. And I was like, damn, you know what? I got a man crush on the Greek Freak. I don't know what is that pertaining though? Is it like a bromance? Is that like the same thing? A man crush? I don't know, dude. Like you listen to the show. I am no Dose says in the chat room. You guys can join him in there. Just click that little thought bubble icon on your streaming player. He says it sounds like I have a man crush on the Greek Freak, but you listen to the show enough, dude. I love like watching the best basketball players play at the highest of levels. So if I have a man crush on him, I got one on LeBron, I got one on KD, I got one on Steph and Clay when he's doing this thing. On Clay when he's doing this thing. On guys like Melo, Paul George, of course Russ, Dame Lillard. I got a bunch of them, I guess. Then a bunch of man crushes. Hold on, man. What the hell is going on with this damn thing? All right, something's going on with either my mixer or my mic or something. It's real crazy where I can only hear myself in one ear, so it's gonna be kind of freaky. Speaking of freaky, it's gonna be freaky for the rest of the show. All right. So yeah, I guess that's what you want to call it, man crush. Like man crush Monday, Monday. I'll put a picture of Giannis Antetokounmpo on my Instagram. It's my man crush Monday. Anyway, I don't know what all that stuff is, what all that means, but yeah, I don't know. I like good basketball, man. I like to see these dudes get busy, man. That dude is in tonight's game. Every time I look up, yeah, he's getting busy. So that's that. Okay, Thursday night football. Back to that. I don't want to get too sidetracked because I'm trying to get the hell up out of here. The Raiders beat the Kansas City Chiefs in a comeback fashion. A weird ending of the game too, man, where these cats got like 4 million untimed downs because of penalty. And then finally, shout out to Michael Crabtree. He was almost about to make me cuss about what he was doing to my fantasy team, but he came in with a touchdown at the end, so shout out to him. And also the guy I was playing had Amari Cooper with all his 30 points on the bench. Shout out to me. Also, shout out to my man Matt Latofsky, because he told us about that. He told us, Amari Cooper was going to break out, or he felt like it was coming, and it happened. So shout out to Matt Latofsky for that, man. That's why I have him on the show. He knows what the hell he's talking about. He's one of those damn fantasy football nerds, and he knows his stuff. But luckily for me, the dude that I was playing, I think it was a dude, Stephanie, maybe the dude, Steven. Anyway, didn't play Amari Cooper. So that ended up that way. But what happened during the game, like I'm gonna tell you, man, like for anybody who thinks they real and they hella trill, if you ain't Marshawn Lynch trill, you need to reevaluate. Marshawn Lynch, there was a scuffle went on the football field. Marshawn Lynch runs off of the sideline, so you think like, Somebody on the Chiefs about to get it. No, his homie, his cousin from Oakland is Marcus Peters that plays corner, not for the Raiders, for the Chiefs. He goes out there to pull him away and get into the middle of the fight. And in the process of doing that, the referee's looking around like, what the hell are you doing out here? And Marshawn Lynch puts his hand on the referee, which you can't do in any capacity on the football field. And he got kicked out of the game. You would think the story ends there, right, Mike? No, the story does not end there, because we're talking about the trillest dude on earth. He goes and I guess showers up, and I'm not sure, like, when you get kicked out of the game, and I didn't hear I didn't hear the verdict on this throughout the game, or throughout the day today while I was doing my prep work, and I didn't read anything about it to understand whether when you get kicked out of the game, if you have to actually leave the stadium, if you got to go home. That being said, Marshawn didn't go home. Marshawn was spotted in the stands. I guess my dude just went around the back way, got him a ticket, or maybe not. Maybe they just knew because, Marshawn's from the Bay. And they was like, yeah, come on in, dog. He was just up there chilling with the fans during the game, watching his team come back against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is why I told y'all during the offseason, Marshawn Lynch really ain't there to be like their bell cow running back. I could have went and got a young dude for that. There's plenty of young running backs, and that is a young man's position. Marshawn Lynch is there to be a mascot, to kind of make this move to Las Vegas a little bit more palatable for the people of Oakland, to make sure they still come to the game and to put them in a position where if they don't, they're not supporting one of their own. One of the guys who does a lot for them in the community, who reps Oakland like extra hard, to the fact that, by the way, this story isn't over. The Marshawn Lynch story isn't over. After the game, Marshawn Lynch doesn't drive home. I guess it was him and Marcus Peters on the train, headed home, headed to the crib, headed to the hood. And while he's on there, he's leading the people on the train in a chant, F the Chiefs. This is how trill this dude is. Like, you talking about being a man of the people. Don't nobody do that. He ain't got no camera crew with him. Of course, everybody else has cameras with him, and they filming him. But he ain't got no camera crew with him. He just out there doing his thing with his people, man. These cats may end up, by the end of all this, regretting bringing this dude back, man, because he apparently didn't come back because he needed money. He came back. Look, the way it looks like, finally he's in a position where they need him as much and maybe more than he needs them. So throughout this whole year, just look at Marshawn doing whatever he want to. This is the dude who didn't just sit for the national anthem. My G sat down with a Scully on while eating a banana. And by the way, he didn't sit on the bench, just sat on like an igloo cooler, on a Gatorade cooler. This is who this guy is. Yeah, they try to like brush it all off, and like he's a dude that walked out of the press availability because his head coach Jack Del Rio was taking too long. He was like, "Look, I came, and y'all weren't ready, so I'm out." He just left. Yeah, we only 6 games in, B. This Marshawn Lynch thing, I can see it wearing a little thin on upper management, on this coach, especially, by the way, if they don't pick it up in the win column. Yeah, that could be a little bit of an issue. But like, if you ask me, yeah, I don't think he cares. He doesn't act like he cares. He just like, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. A couple more things, and then we're gonna get the hell up out of here, man. I meant to mention this on Wednesday, man. The ratings, the ratings for NFL football have been in decline. I'm sure a lot of people know that, but the actual numbers and statistics have come out as far as where they are as it pertains to last year. And now as the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm looking for them. They're down 7.5%. I heard not Chris Berman, what's his name, Bob Lee, talking about how people are like renegotiating money wise with advertisers based on these new numbers. Overall, the decline, like I mentioned, is 7.5% for Monday Night Football. They're up actually 6%. Last year's overall ratings were down 8%, but everybody was talking about the debates and the fact that Donald Trump was running for president, and everybody was kind of captivated with the thing with him and Hillary, so they kind of just attributed the loss of ratings to that at 8%, but apparently they're around that same number now, 7.5, 8. In my public school math, they say you round up when it's 5 and over, so that's basically 8, right? The Sunday Night Football has been the top-rated program, though, on NBC for like the last 4 years. So they're still doing well there because, of course, that's network TV and everybody has it. So even if you're a cord cutter and you don't have cable anymore, you're still going to get that game. But overall, we're talking about a 7.5% decrease in ratings, which is why, again, this is why I was like, everybody, let's have a meeting about unity and about solidarity and, going on rides with the police and all this kind of stuff. I just, the NFL or Roger Goodell put his name on this letter to the government about bail reform and minimum sentencing reform. And I'm gonna keep my eye on that, man, because I want to see how that materializes. Because at the end of the day, it's still got to go through Trump and his boys, and he's still got like a hard on for the NBA, for the NFL. A lot of people will assume it's because of the USFL lawsuit that he lost to him, as well as the fact that he wasn't able to buy the Bills a couple of years ago. He came in short on that bid as well. Shad Khan, Shad Khan, the Muslim owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars that actually gave $1 million to Trump. He's been in the news lately talking about how Donald Trump has shown leadership as the great divider. He mentioned that some of the stuff he's doing being linked back to that whole deal with the Bills, because after he lost the bid, he was like on Twitter. The thing he does, he started getting after the people who bought the team, the Pagulas, I guess is who they are. And he says, quote unquote, this is a very personal issue with him. He's been elected president where maybe a great goal he had in his life to own an NFL team is not very likely. So to make it tougher or to hurt the league, it's very calculated. He's such a petty MFer. This thing that he has going on with this congresswoman in Florida, he don't want that life, man, with that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because she has everything to gain and nothing to lose. And this is a woman who walks around with a different cowgirl hat on for every outfit that she owns. You think she ain't prepared to put hands on somebody? And I'm being very serious about that, man. I bet if you go interview her kids, they'll tell you about some awesome ass whippings they got from that woman. She don't care. She can't. She walk around again with a different cowgirl hat on for every outfit. Not the same one like one of these hillbillies. Hers are fashionable and stylish. You know what I mean? And coordinated with her outfit. Yeah, Donald Trump really don't want it with her, man, in this whole situation, man. It's something, the thing with the fallen soldier, he could have made that go away so easily, man. I ain't mean to do that. I ain't mean to come across that way. I ain't mean for what I said to come across that way. Forgive me, man. I don't want to be offensive to you in this time while you're grieving. Nah, not him. Start calling people wacky, start lying about he ain't say that. Then to have his man, this general who everybody before yesterday respected the hell out of, had him come on TV and lie for the man, but didn't even lie right, because then he came out and the one thing that Donald Trump said, I did not say that. I didn't say what she said. First, he's talking about I got proof of it. There was no proof of it. The phone call wasn't recorded. One. Secondly, the one thing he said he didn't say, the damn general gets on the podium and says, yeah, he said that. I told him to say it. It's going to be a wild ride for these next couple months before he end the world. So anyway, Shad Khan finishes up saying about Donald Trump, it's so bad. That seems like the beginning of every description to everything that he does. And y'all, please stop being surprised, man. Just here's my philosophy when it comes to Donald Trump. I assume that everything he's saying is a lie. Everything. Even if I saw him do the thing he's talking about doing, I'm still not going to believe it. Yeah, and that keeps me in a very balanced place when it comes to him. I'm not ever appalled, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. I always can believe it. Always I can believe he said it. Anyway, the quote goes on to say, it's below the lowest of lowest expectations. It doesn't sound rational. It's bizarre. That could be anything. He don't even have to be talking about this. He goes on to say, let's be real. The attacks on Muslims, the attacks on minorities, the attacks on Jews. I think the NFL doesn't even come close to that on the level of being offensive. Here it's about money or messing with, trying to soil a league or a brand that he's jealous of. Well, I mean, you saying all this now, but you got to do the $1 million. And I know, when I sit down and think about it in perspective, $1 million to a billionaire, and it's like probably like $10 to me, which I feel it if I had to give somebody $10, but it's still only $10. You know what I mean? And if it's something that I want to give to, just in order to, like if somebody's like, you gonna find favor out of somebody with this $10, okay, I'll gladly give the $10. So when you talk about somebody who got billions, like 1,000 million, and they're giving away $1 million. Sorry, this just came across my screen. Marshawn is going to be suspended for a game for touching the referee. Adam Schefter had initially said that he didn't think he was going to be suspended, but yeah, now I look at it on my screen. Breaking news: Marshawn Lynch is going to be gone for a game. Yeah, this whole Marshawn Lynch experiment. I don't know if they're getting the return that they're looking to get out of it. Shout out to my man Bobby Backlund checking in, man. Just to your yeah, he's chiming in on this damn this Donald Trump stuff. He said, yeah, you just threw your man right under the damn bus. Yeah, this dude was like a 4-star general. His damn son and gave his damn life, in battle. He's been in battle, and in one fell swoop, Donald Trump is like, oh, what, your reputation? F that. Go out there and lie. Lie like your life depended on it. He went out there and did it. He tried to. He told a bold-faced lie, too. And because he's a general, all these folks on the news, they want to call it a lie. He lied on this woman, man. He said that she said some stuff that she clearly didn't say. Then when they tried to clear it up, they was like, no. It's the stuff that didn't happen on tape. No. He said it happened at that speech. You know what I mean? Like, he clearly said where it happened and when it happened. And because, of course, people in the Trump administration don't understand that people have videotape of things. And that we all have TVs and we can see what happened. We can see, dude, that you don't get a 10 out of 10 for what's happening in Puerto Rico. We can see people starving and drinking doo-doo water. You know what I'm saying? Bridges out still. Folks with no electricity. We can see it on our TVs. Like, you ain't the only one that got access to that information. But he'll lie and say, yeah, we're doing a hell of a job. Everything's coming together. Fine. You're doing a great job, Brownie. That whole situation. Yeah, it's miraculous, man. These people just throwing their whole. You notice, like guys like Sean Spicer quit the job, and I guess he probably thought he was gonna be one of these analysts on one of these, Fox or MSNBC or CNN or something. Nobody wanted to touch him. He went out there, tried to make fun of himself a little bit at the Oscars and the Emmys or one of those award shows. That fell on his face, man. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the people he offended with the situation with the crowd at the inauguration, plus. The stuff he said about like Hitler not using gas and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's like he just basically just like wrote his reputation on a piece of paper, wiped his ass with it, and flushed it down the toilet. Messing with Donald Trump, man. This broad Sarah Huckabee is doing the same thing right now. And this broad love talking about her kids and stuff, man. I just wonder sometimes, like, if the other kids in school be getting at her kids, like, man, your mama's a god dang on liar. What does she do to you guys at home when you guys lie to her? She can't say nothing to y'all, can she? Hell no. She lied through her teeth for hours on end every day. But anyway, let me wrap this. Let me clean the plate real quick so I can get up out of here, man, and let you guys enjoy your freaking weekend, man. Teddy Bridgewater, got his practice on. He says he's definitely going to play this year, so shout out to him for that. Also, I found out who the guy is that Greg Hardy's going to be fighting. This cat named Joe Hawkins, right? But here's the thing about Joe Hawkins. This is going to be Greg Hardy's first fight. It's also going to be Joe Hawkins' first fight, too. So it's not like one of those situations. Maybe it still might be based on, Joe Hawkins' training regimen or whatever, but it sounds like one of these patsy type dudes, man. Just throw in the ring so Greg Hardy can get a dub under his belt, man. So if he don't get his ass whooped, don't be surprised, man. The reason being is because this dude, Joe Hawkins, he might not even be an athlete. At the end of the day, at least Greg Hardy's a professional athlete by trade. This dude might be some dude that's like, you know what I want to do? I want to fight. Like one of those type dudes. And if Greg Hardy been getting like training because he got the bread to get the best trainers, right? He might kick this dude's ass, man. I don't know. I'll keep you guys, I'll keep you guys up to date with this, but yeah, don't look like it's gonna be no like professional ass kicking if Greg Hardy does lose the fight, which is a shame to a lot of people. The word settlement in this Ezekiel Elliott situation has been brought up a couple times. That the NFL might be willing to settle with him. Apparently, that's not a true situation. The NFL is like, hell no, ain't no damn settlement coming his way. Which, when I first read it, I was like, okay, if you're gonna settle it, you might as well vacate the whole thing, because that's what we're talking about now. What we're talking about is this dude not serving no time, no kind of suspension for a crime that he was never arrested for, much less tried and convicted or any of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even enough for them to arrest him. But the NFL feels like, oh man, we gotta step in and take the place of the legal system. And here's the problem with settling also. You can't do that, because if you do, both people lose, but the league can't afford a loss on this. Because if the league loses on this in any capacity, if Ezekiel Elliott through his appeal process gets the suspension vacated, guess what else happens then? The NFL just got to get out of that business of being, the law as it pertains to domestic violence. You just got to get out of that, because you're a professional sports league. You don't have no subpoena power. You don't have the ability to jail people if they lie to you under oath. I don't even know if they put people under oath, but if they do, so what? All you doing then is banking on people's like religion. Look at this dude. Look at this MFer. This dude Giannis, man. Damn. Yeah, all you doing then is like relying on people's religious convictions. Well, you put your hand on that Bible. You can't lie now. You can't lie. Okay. Sure. In today's Colin Kaepernick update, which it seems like is one of these every day, the owner of the team that he formerly played for, Jed, is it Jed or Jeb? Jeb just seems more white, but I think it's Jed, like a Jedi. Jed York came. He wanted to, give his 2 cents on the whole Colin Kaepernick, blackballing scenario, and he says he doesn't feel as though Colin Kaepernick is being blackballed. It's hard for me to get into any details or really share my opinion. This is a quote from Jed, but I don't believe there's a base to that claim that he's being blackballed. Well, that settles it then. It must not be true. If one of the guys being accused of the conspiracy is saying it's not happening, it must not be happening then. Yeah, kick rocks, B. Yeah, I mean, people with eyes can see what's happening, man. You know what I mean? Because at a certain point, like people want to talk about him having a job and being a backup or playing right now. The fact that he wasn't even in somebody's camp. The fact that John Harbaugh used as an excuse, like, we don't want to just bring him in here as a camp arm. He had starting quarterback capability, and then your starting quarterback went down. Crickets. That's what we heard. Crickets. And then his girlfriend gave Stephen Lewis, a convenient scapegoat. She became a convenient scapegoat for them. Like, see, that's why. She put a Django picture up on her Instagram. Of course we can't sign him now. Really? That's why. She put it up because you didn't sign him. And Ray Lewis got on TV. We were going to sign him, I promise. Look, pinky swear. They don't believe you, Ray. You need more people. That's how that goes. Do I have that here? Yeah. See? Where is it at? Okay, it won't play. Oh, I don't have it on. Whatever. Try to use sound effects and things like that happen. All right, a couple more things and then we're out of here for the night. For the week, by the way. And I'll catch up with you guys and girls on Monday. We'll watch some football this week. It's cold as hell. Woke up this morning again. Mad cold. Didn't even want to get out to bed. But I had to peel myself off the covers so I could, get this money. Gotta get this money. All right, what we got left here? Oh man, your boy Cameron Jarius Newton. My son decided he wasn't gonna go to press availability today, or yesterday, or Wednesday. And I guess the NFL is looking into why he skipped. Like Cam's on TV every week talking to the media. Then he had that situation a couple of weeks ago with old girl, and the it's funny to hear a female talk to me about routes comment. Her past came to the forefront. Some racist things that were on her Twitter feed, or her laughing at a racist joke from her dad or whatever. So she decided. They say she decided to take a couple weeks off. Not she was suspended or anything. She just took some weeks off, and she returned today. And just so happened today, being the day of her return, also became the day that Cam Newton decided he didn't want to show up for media availability. I don't believe too much in what's the word I'm looking for? Coincidence. I was going to say consequences. Coincidences. But yeah, your man is like, come on, B. Like, come on, you got to just man up. You know, get back on the podium. And as a matter of fact, what he probably should have done is went to her first, man. Get her question first, man. Just to, you know what I mean? To put it all to rest. Don't do the I'm gonna run and hide situation, man. And like if I close my eyes, no one can see me. Nah, dog, we see you. You right there, man. Show up and do your thing. Cause now it looks suspicious when you Mr. I'm always here to show my outfit off and my gold goatee and all my hats and whatnot. All of a sudden, this girl comes back. Miss Rodriguez comes back. And you MIA, you ain't nowhere to be found. Whatever excuse you give for it, you got to know it's not going to be good enough. Unless somebody was dead, unless your kid was, you know, just coincidentally, your kid had some issues going on. Anything else, man, it's going to be, you know, you just building another obstacle for yourself that yet you don't really need. Because that whole thing is over with, man. But some people just don't know, man. Just don't know how to maneuver through this thing. And I'm sure the PR people couldn't anticipate this coming. You know what I mean? They couldn't anticipate getting hit in the head with this. All right, man, we got a couple more things. This is something I wanted to mention on Wednesday, and I don't want to leave today's show without mentioning it. This Division III kid got put off the team behind this anthem situation, man. And I'm actually trying to find the actual story because I want to talk. I want to say his name, and I want to say the name of the school that he went to as well. Either way, he got kicked off the team for kneeling for the anthem. This kid's name is Gyree, either Durant or Durante, Durante. But they kind of reversed course and they reinstated him to the team. But homeboy's like, I'm not coming back. And you know what? He gave a reason because he's the quarterback. He don't feel like his teammates trust him. But, you know, I feel like his real reason is, and I don't know this kid, obviously, but if it were me, let me say, if it were me, it would be because you chose to turn your back on me for just being an American. Hell no, I ain't trying to mess with you no more, man. 3 other players were dismissed as well, but there's no word on whether they decide to, decide to not rejoin the team either. Yeah, good for him, man. Shout out to that kid, man. Understanding that, you know what I mean? You're not that dude. You're not a yo-yo. You're not a dude that they can say, you know, we're going to punish you for exercising the right. And then they probably got some heat for it. And then probably try to pacify the situation, you know, have the dude back on the team. No, kiss my ass, B. I'll transfer. Don't worry about it. You know, because like Division III, you don't even get, I don't think you get football scholarships in D3. If you do, they're not full. They're partial, if I'm not mistaken, by the time you get down to D3. So yeah, man, kiss my ass, man. I'll find a different D3 school that want to see my tape and let me play football and be a regular human being and be a damn American. It's ridiculous, man. All right. Well, I hate to do that, man, to end on that note, but I didn't want to hold that story over again because I held it over from Wednesday. I didn't want to hold it over again for the weekend or whatnot. All right, that's going to do it for the One Mic with Big Mike show this week. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, my man. I am No Dose. Of course, Big L. Big L didn't show up today, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Jason, appreciate you hanging in there with me, brother, on the live stream here. Other homie, Bobby Backlund. Yeah, Bobby Backlund, appreciate you hanging in as well, my dude. Yeah, I'll be back on Monday, man. You guys make sure you have a safe weekend. Take care of each other, man. We'll come back Monday, talk about what's going on in college football. I think next week is the first playoff rankings next week. So we'll come back next week and see what we got going on that end of things. Until then, man, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that all you need is one mic.